we are now talking about the Florida Gators, one of the more high-profile topics of the offseason, guys. And as I kind of sit here and look at what Florida has, we've already said, like, if they don't win, go 6-0, we don't know if they're going to make a bowl game to start the season off, because the back half of the schedule is one of the most unbelievable schedules I've ever seen. Will, you said earlier
the SEC did it right.
The SEC did it right.
Just not the Florida.
Now, in Will's defense, Florida should be better than this. It shouldn't be like this.
Well, that's what I'm getting at.
Help, they also play Florida.
I meant that as year. I meant it as nobody has an easy path.
True. Well,
and Florida got the hardest path, I think.
Florida might need to, close up shop on, after that October 19th game.
Yeah.
Just close up shop. Like, just head down to Jack's Beach and don't show up to the Everbank Stadium. Just have a good time.
Yeah. I agree.
Guys, best case scenario, all that saying. Best case scenario for them.
Vandal has it
5. Okay. 5 teams on this schedule finished in the top 12 of the AP poll last year. And that doesn't include a road trip to Neyland. Napier going to go from coaching UF to coaching under his brother at LaGrange High School book market. I will tell you this. I do like Florida's quarterback situation. I think that you have a serviceable guy that is reliable at quarterback and a promising young player behind him in DJ Lagway. That being said, I think they're going to be better offensively. Defense is where I think they're going to struggle, which has kind of been Florida's calling card for the last decade, is they've had like a solid defense year in, year out. I'm going 7-5. I think if everything breaks right for them, like everything does, maybe Graham Mertz takes his step up as a playmaker at quarterback, they can get to 7-5. Don't ask me where those 7 wins are coming from, but I do think this. I think 7 wins would be absolutely dream scenario for Florida fans, and it's going to allow Billy Napier to keep his job potentially. So, we'll go back to you on this one. I got 7-5. What is their ceiling, and what makes you think they can get there?
I'm going to agree with you. 7-5. Honestly, and for the same reasons, they're very serviceable at quarterback. I think Graham Mertz, he'll at least take care of the ball. He's not going to win them a ton of games, but he's not going to lose them a lot of games either. There is a world, and it's this 7-5 pie in the sky world, where they start 4-0. I mean, your first 3 are at home. Your first 3 games are at home. And then you go to Starkville and Mississippi State. I know their roster is going to be a lot better. They're going to be more fun to watch, but they're still lagging behind. I think the pivotal game on this schedule is that October 5th game against Gus Malzahn and the UCF Knights.
Swing game.
If they win that game, they have momentum. They probably don't beat Tennessee and Knoxville, but come back home against Kentucky. We'll get to Kentucky, but
yeah,
that's the big swing game there. But yeah, they've got question marks on defense, no doubt about it. Yeah, they're going to have to win those first 6 just to make a bowl game.
That November might be the most brutal month of college football for any team ever. Like ever. Like, I genuinely want to see a schedule that is harder. Just for reference, for people who are not looking at this, neutral site Georgia, at Texas the very next Saturday. There's also no bye weeks in this, by the way. At Texas, you host LSU. You host Ole Miss, and then you go to Doak Campbell and play Florida State. Now, look, I don't know, but just, when we're sitting here in the month of May now, guys, that's brutal. Ralph, what's your ceiling for them? I know you said the over-unders, they got them at 5.5.
5.5. I'm gonna go 7-5. I think.
Okay.
And the one thing is, in going off what y'all said about Graham Mertz, if he doesn't pan out, he's not the guy this year, and he just struggled. And they get through these games and start all 4-0, and they're just not good. And he's he's just not playing well. I mean, DJ Lagway can do it.
Yeah, he's a good player.
So I like Lagway. I think he's got a good future. I did see a video online. I want to say about 2 or 3 weeks ago after their spring game, where someone said Florida has just got the biggest steal in all recruiting, and they stole this guy that no one knew about him. I'm like, who didn't know about DJ Lagway?
Rock dwellers. That's who didn't know about him.
Exactly, rock dwellers.
I think, guys, it's easy to say 7-5 is best case. Worst case, I'm just going to throw this out here. This is a hot take. Worst case scenario to me, I want
Say
to
it.
give them some love. I'm going 1-11 with a close win over Sanford. I'm talking about wheels fall off.
We're also talking
It's
about
bad.
like their non-conference schedule is brutal still.
It's awful.
Like UCF, Miami, and Sanford is not 3 teams.
And Florida State.
Miami.
And Florida
Miami.
State.
Yeah, Miami's. Yeah.
Oh, you said Miami.
Yeah, I started UCF. Sanford,
I'm going
Miami.
1-11. Real quick, what you got?
I'm going to say 2-10. I think they can beat Kentucky.
I'm gonna go 2-10 with
That
wins
tells you what
over
I think about
Sanford
Kentucky.
and Mississippi State.
That's good, Ralph. I mean, wins at Mississippi State. Yeah.
Well, if I'm
And,
saying they
yeah.
can beat Kentucky, maybe 3-9.
I'm just gonna go.
Worst
2-10.
case, though, guys. Worst case.
Yeah, 2-10.
Look.
Worst case, 2-10.
Josh, go.
nice.
Sorry, Ralph, you take it. I know it's wild. We are talking about wheels fall off the bus. This team could only win one game.
We're talking like basement, below the floor here.
We're talking about like everything imaginable goes wrong.